Okay, it's time for my Monday Coldcreek field notes. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about this. Last week was a really long week, a very difficult week, but a really triumphal week that had a lot of successes that I'm happy to talk about. Um, First of all, last week was huge because I had a huge job to do at my work. I was taking the entire class. There was 100+ kids in the senior year this at my school, and we were taking them all down to the state capitol, which is hours away from the school, and lots of preparation had to be done. We managed to make an appointment to get a private meeting with the governor of our state. Wow, a lot went into that too. Had to prepare the kids, let them know what to expect and what was expected out of them. And then the governor's team really took it seriously too. I had to make sure that I vetted all the kids. I couldn't have all the kids. I had to choose certain kids who deserved to go or whatnot because there was limited space, and they were concerned of the sort of things that a governor is concerned about. In the end, it went really well, and you know what, guys, if you have MS, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's stress. Stress causes MS to exacerbate, to flare up. It makes your brain slow down. It makes you get confused and even frightened and scared, like paranoid, And with all of those little details I talked about, any one of them could have gone wrong. And it's the sort of thing that's a little harder to take in stride, just with the effects of this disease, because it makes everything amplified. Everything is amplified. So one way that I'm able to succeed is to make sure that as I make plans, everything is written down meticulously, and I know exactly what I expect to happen, and then that way I can literally tick it off as it's playing out in the day. Um, Sounds like I'm like a control freak, but honestly, that's definitely a method that has helped me um, be successful over the years. In the past, it would have turned me into a basically a crippled person, in bed, overwhelmed by emotions and stress. And it's not fear. It's not fear. It's that the stress, like I said earlier, the stress literally shuts you down. It shuts your brain down. It shuts your nervous system down. So, um, as you're being shut down, your brain makes you think slowly, but also all the reaction times for the rest of your body, your hands, everything. So in the end, I was really happy that it went really well. And I worked 4 days out of the 4 days that we had to work last week. The fifth day, I took the day off on Friday because I needed to rest. I was really feeling symptomatic. I was. One thing I need to be honest about, I live this super fulfilled, triumphal life despite having MS for over 10 years. But I do deal with a lot of symptoms, a lot of things that could make me feel defeated if I didn't have the right perspective. But I do. I have the right perspective. I know exactly who I am and what I'm going through and why things are happening. Well, two times for my British fans. I want to do that to you guys, but yeah, twice this last week I had insomnia, where maybe I fell asleep at the normal time, but then I jolted awake at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning, and was unable to get back to sleep. Sometimes it's accompanied by like pretty severe pain, like deep within me, a really deep pain that just flares up out of nowhere, and I have to wait essentially for the pain to subside, or I have to wait until sleep comes back. I drink nighty night tea, lots of chamomile tea, um, and yeah, and most of the time I have to take a sleep aid of some sort to make it happen. But yeah, for even though I had that big thing at work, I also had a night where I essentially didn't sleep at all. I was up all night long. But I my attitude is to try not to take any days off of work and to keep my head held high and to always try to win. So I don't want to become that guy who's sick all the time, even though I totally am that guy, but I don't want to be complaining all the time. So for me, those are wins. At the end of that long week, my family and I went to go visit my mother and father. It's great to see them and to be with them and to support them and to just make more good memories together with them. I love them so much. And again, in the past, I would have been way too sick to do that. I would have said, it's been a long week. I'm just going to lay down and just rest, okay? But another thing about that, I was talking with my wife about this, is as those periods of being alone add up, I start looking at the family photos. And it makes me so sad because I see pictures of my wife with our children or my family with my wife and the children, that I'm not there essentially. I'm always gone, and it just makes me feel so terrible inside. I think if people didn't know what was going on, or if they honestly just weren't thinking about it, because not everybody thinks about everybody else all the time, but it made me feel horrible because it made me think, well, it made my wife and kids look like they don't have a father or a husband, or maybe she's a single mother, with all these kids and trying to, live without him, and which isn't the truth, but in reality it is. I told her, as all of those moments add up, she and the kids are making memories, and I just wouldn't be a part of those memories. That's the thing that made me really sad. And one of the intentional things I'm doing with my new vitality is I'm breaking those habits that built up over these last 10 years of taking all those rest breaks. And since I'm not required to rest anymore, I'm healthy to the point where I can join in on all the fun. So yeah, first of all, I had to sit down and tell my wife all this, tell her what I intended by all this and how sad it was making me to be alone and isolated. And so anyway, this weekend with my family, I intentionally did my best to be there with my wife and my kids as often as I could be. And just the little things that add up, that make memories that last a lifetime and bring us closer together as a family. Little things, guys. I went shopping in the morning. We live up in the mountains, as you can see. And whenever we go to the big city, we load up on all the canned food and all that stuff. Well, normally I would have said, I can't go. That's too much for me. But I went. I went to Winco and I went to Costco, loaded up both times on stuff, and I had a great time with my wife. We just love each other, and we just had a great time being together and going down the grocery list and getting everything that we needed for our family. And then after all of that, my one of my sons needed to get supplies of shoes and pants that he could wear. He just recently got a job where he could work after school. They told him, you need these pants and these shoes. And after all of that shopping, by the way, we also went and got the car washed, and I helped her detail her car. We were really scrubbing the heck out of her car, and it looked really nice afterwards. Point is, guys, I was not too tired. I just was like, let's go. I'll go shopping with you. They had tempted me by saying we would go to the music store afterwards and I could check out some guitars, or in the end, the music store was closed after all of that was said and done. But I was still just grinning ear to ear. I was so happy of the day that we had. And you know what? Today was Monday, after that long week last week, and after that really busy weekend. I went back to work today on Monday and worked all day long. And my son needed to be picked up for track. He stayed after school, and I said, "Hey, I'll stay. I'll stay after school." And worked a little bit harder getting ready for the next day's work, and got that all ready to go, which feels great. And that's that. Hey guys, one thing that I want to end on is I'm really excited for my music fans out there. I've got a new song that is so close to being ready. It's called "The Chance Encounter," and I think you guys are gonna like it. It's a romantic song. Um, I'm working right now in the little bit of time that remains to me in this busy life of mine. I'm writing the intro and trying to nail down a perfect bridge. If music fans, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But once I feel happy about that, hopefully this week, if possible, I'm going to record a demo for you guys to listen to and get some feedback on that. Well, I'm happy to end this field notes with lots of positivity, guys. I am living a just a fulfilling life, a happy life. I've overcome a disease that was overcoming me, that had overcome me in many moments. But here I am. I'm doing great. And as a result, my family is doing better because they have more of me. They don't have, yeah. And my friends and the kids that I work with at the school, everybody is better off as a result. And I'm just so happy. And I thank God for that. And I pray that if it's His will to help me carry on and to get better and better and have more and more success, mostly I pray that I can share all of this stuff with anyone who has MS or has a loved one with MS who would like some insight on how, Jeffrey, did you have so much success? As these weeks and months roll by in this year of ours, I will be sharing all of the details of how and why I'm able to sit here today with this successful smile on my face and share this with everyone. Um, May peace be with all of you, and I look forward to checking in with you again next week. Jeffrey Coldcreek out.